So for today's video, I have my summer TBR. So here are all the books I want to read in summer. Hopefully it does happen. Starting off with my newest purchases and somewhat new releases, I have Spiral by Belle Cabra. I butchered her name. So she's a ballerina, he's a hockey player, newly drafted for the Toronto Thunders, is facing challenges with fame and media scrutiny. With a growing fan base, too many expectations on his shoulders, he's struggling to make his first career goal. Enter from stage left Sage Beaumont, an aspiring ballerina with dreams of joining the Nova Ballet Theater, but her lack of popularity online leaves her at a major disadvantage for securing a lead role. When Sage finds herself with the perfect opportunity to make her dreams come true by fake dating Elias, she takes her shot. Ooh, fake dating. I've read the first book in this little series, Clyde, I think. Was it Clyde? Yeah, Clyde. I read the first one. Excited to read this one. I am a sucker for a good hockey, fake dating romance. Then we have Fan Service by Rosie Janan. This, I don't know what it's about. So, the truth is stranger than a fan fiction in this sexy paranormal romance. Don't tell me he's a werewolf. The only place small town outcast Alex Lawson fits in is the online fandom forum she built for the Ukraine Files, a long-running werewolf detective TV show. Her dedication to archiving fictional supernatural lore made her internet famous, even if she harbors a secret disdain for the show star Devon Ashwood. Never meet your heroes. Sometimes they turn out to be the worst. Ever since his show went off the air, Devon and his career has spiraled, but waking up naked in the woods outside his LA home with no memory of the night before was a new low. It must have been a coincidence that an ultra-rare wolf blood moon eclipse occurred last night. The claws, the flanks, and howling are a little more difficult to explain. Desperate for answers, Devon finds Alex a closest thing to an expert that exists. If only he convinced her to stop hating his guts long enough to help him. Wow, very excited for this one. Let me continue with the fantasy realm. Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I've read the Caraval trilogy, enjoyed it. Want to get into this one because I did enjoy Jax in the Caraval trilogy. Want to know his story. Want to see what happens to him. But yeah, he makes a deal with Jax on stopping the marriage. But if you know how the Prince of Hearts works, you have to give him 3 kisses at his time, place, and date of his choosing, and she realizes it's more than what she had bargained for. Excited for this. Then I have the second book in the Mortal Instrument series. It is City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. This we have Clary, who mom goes missing in the first book. She is trying so desperately to find her. She ends up seeing something she's not supposed to, and she's only able to see it, and her friend Simon isn't, and those people that did said thing see that she saw them and decide to take her to the Shadow Hunter realm or place. You see her trying to find her mother and the journey she has to take to understand why her mother kept it from her. You see a lot of things here. Well, in the first one, the end had me so shocked that I didn't want to read the second book. And for mystery, I have The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is about a girl who is trying to survive high school. survive high school, get into a good college, I believe. No, she wants to win a scholarship, but she ends up inheriting this billionaire's millions, all his fortune, but she has to solve a few riddles. You see how that guy's family doesn't want her, wants to find out what she did that caused their grandfather to give her his whole fortune. So excited for this one. On to romances. First up, Funny Story by Emily Henry. I have yet to read this. I think after Happy Place, I didn't really enjoy it, and that deteriorated me from reading Funny Story. So I'm gonna try to read this soon, hopefully soon, so I am able to read the next one. This one is about Daphne and her fiance and their story. But her fiance realizes that he has always been in love with his best friend, and they decide to get married. But her ex-fiance's best friend had a boyfriend. She moves in with said guy since she left everything behind when she decided to move in with him. And you see friendship and relationship that develops. Then I have Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. This is about a competitive diver and a swimmer jumping into forbidden waters in the steamy college romance. I believe they are fake dating. Yeah, they're fake dating due to a scandal that happened. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews. I also heard that this is very smutty, but Not in Love was apparently supposed to be very smutty, and it was average smut, I would say. For me, it was average smut. So, very excited to read this one. Then we have Part of Your World. I am reading all her books since I really do enjoy her writing. Her and Emily Henry have the same, I would say the same writing style, where they involve heavy hitting topics into their stories with a sprinkling of romance. So here we have, she is a doctor, her ex-fiance is a doctor, and they break up due to a certain reason. She is now the one to carry on her family's legacy, since her parents were doctors? Not doctors, they were surgeons, if I remember correctly. And this is a guy in a small town who takes care of goats. She ends up crossing the town. Something happens to her car. They meet. Well, he's a carpenter. He's 10 years younger than her. Decides that, hey, this is a very big age gap, and I don't know about this. Then we have Once Met Twice Shy by Chloe Leash. This is the third book in the Wilmot Sisters. The Wilmot Sisters series. Yeah. So it's the third book. This is the twin sister, Juliet's book. And if you read Two Wrongs Make a Right, you'll see that Juliet came out of a very toxic relationship. She decides to move abroad, I believe. I don't know if it's abroad or something, but she decides to move somewhere far so she is able to learn how to re-love herself after that traumatic relationship. So star-crossed lovers learn that practicing romance leads to the perfect happy ending in this steamy reimagining of Shakespeare 12th Night. Haven't read much Shakespeare, won't know what it relates to, but I'm very excited to see what this is gonna entail. Two books on my Kobo that I want to read, which is Beg, Borrow, Steal by Sarah Adams. This is the third book in the Kentucky Rome series. This one you have the teacher sister of the bunch. So you have the sister that teaches, and apparently she has a feud with another teacher, and they find with another teacher who also ends up being her neighbor. So two feuding second grade teachers and neighbors find themselves teaming up in this new rivals to lovers, romantic set in Rome. It was actually 3 on this. So it's The Ex-Files by Jessica Joyce. So this, I don't know much what it's about. It's estranged exes must stick close together to save their best friend's wedding after a string of disasters and this winning and steamy second chance romance. And then the other one is one that's so close to my heart because it's if you ever seen the Tinkerbell movies, you know the mother, like fairy, like the fairy queen. And if you've seen Tinkerbell and Secret of the Wings, if you've seen that one, you know that the queen fairy from, I want to say this, where they are is the spring realm or summer realm, one of those two. And the guy from the winter side had something. They had a relationship of some sort. And this book, Wing of Starlight, is that book. It is the book of their story. I'm so excited to read this. So, brimming with magic and a romance, a young fairy queen must form an unlikely alliance or risk unspeakable danger, destroying all she holds dear in this fantasy adventure. It's been centuries since a warm-season fairy, Pixie Hollow, has crossed into the winter woods, and while most fear the legend of the monsters lurking in the forest lands, Clara cannot help be intrigued by the winter solstice beauty, but under watchful eyes of the current monarch and the court seasonal minister Carson has little time to dwell on daydreams while the days to her coronation dwindle down. The last book I want to read, Falling for You by Liza Scolger. This is going to be part of my read it or call it, but essentially she is unloved according to her. She finds a guy who likes her, dates him, is currently dating him, but her best friend, I guess, has feelings for her. I want to say she's gonna have a very traumatic time with said boyfriend. So those are all the books I want to read for summer. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.